Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea. Currently at Nuncio, having just finished a interesting little story here. There's something underneath that postman. Something old. Something with quite the command over nature. Or at least our little civilization. It is interesting. But more interesting for me is, where is the Shellinate? I was given a job, and I will complete it. Make no mistake. We've also tempted fate yesterday, called out Salt for being a awful god, which I would like to remind you he is, because I've been cursed by him, and have seen no ill effects whatsoever. Well, the Uttershroom. That's a nice place, let's go there. I'm finding everything that is not the Shellinate. The Uttershroom, I don't remember you having a lot of story. So, why not? Just a quick trip, get a port report, and then continue our search. Seems reasonable. That's the Uttershroom discovered. Keep flicking the lights on and off. Seems like it's a reasonable thing. The Uttershroom, the queenly core of this spore-haunted sea. Climb the fungal fiber ladders to its summit. Shaggy, suspicious villagers scratch a living here, amidst endless clouds of spore and scurrying mobs of plant-animal hybrids. None of them ever leave. Monsters, one explains darkly. Z full of monsters. We could trade honey, interesting. I had no idea. Honey, a shroomer explains. Everyone wants honey. Life on the Uttershroom is unvarying and occasionally deadly poisonous. The shroomers are desperate for the diversion that prisoners' honey can bring, but vague about what they can pay in return. Supplies, though, at least. Oh. Could put Blemigans abroad, I think not. Gather intelligence. What happens here on top of a mushroom the size of Marlborough? A slow survey, the villagers live a shabby but sufficient life. The Uttershroom provides. They are secretive, taciturn, incurious. Ships rarely visit. But we can visit the village. Hospitable? Not exactly, but they usually do not chase you off with sticks, and they usually let you sit beside their mildew-smelling fire. A day of stories. The central contradiction of shroomer existence. They hate the Uttershroom, but they do anything to avoid living. Monsters! Today, they're telling the story of how they came here. It features a shipwreck, a rain of orange jewels, the mother's blessing. There's a great deal about adversity and survival, and wistful hints about their homeland, somewhere to the west. But which island to the west? Are they actually Londoners? Oh, or are they one of the older cities, the last remnants of them? You make me curious, but give me very little to work with, friend. We will move on. You know what, let's quickly check. You got anything to say? No? Cool. You. Got anything to say? We haven't actually eaten with you. Yeah, we got 9 supplies. Why not? Hello. Busy now, but always got time for you. His tastes are Spartan. He eats little, drinks only water, barely sleeps at all. So you need only lay a simple table. An appeal. Thanks for the meal, and the company. No wine. It makes me sleepy. Oh, yes, I can sleep. Too easily. That's the problem. He hesitates. There's a draught I take nightly to substitute for sleep. It works well enough, and it keeps me sane and upright, but I wish I could enjoy just one night's sleep. If you could help me, we need a clayman from Polythream. We'll need a mirror catch box, and we'll need to go to Hunter's Keep. I'll explain when we get there. No, I'm serious. I would owe you a great deal. Mirror catch boxes. As I recall, they, can be found... Gyder's Morn, I believe? Or is that only a place where I can sell them when they're full of sun? Well, regardless. We know where Polythream is, and a few other fun things beside. For now, we'll just journey a bit southerly. Or perhaps we should go to the Khanate. Hold a minute. A moment. Did I bring in someone who wanted to go that way? I did. Well, Khan's a bit northerly. I could see what's near the edge of the map, and if by some chance we happen to pass by the Khanate, well, it would be rude not to drop off our passenger, wouldn't it? Or maybe we go further south. Maybe we care very little about the passenger. Although, the Khanate does make mention of the Chelinate, which to me says that they might be close together. A lot of maybes. Lot of maybes. Hello. Sign of civilization and an island? Why has the bat not found this for us already? Come on, little bat. Show me something fun. The Empire of Hands is a long way to the northeast. I'm sorry? The Empire of Hands, you say? Ah, yes. I know precisely what you mean. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming you're the Empire of Hands? You look like. Huh. Port Stanton, the Empire of Hands. Okay. So, what are you? Is that a... Oh, is that an airship? Oh. Neat. Let's see what's there. A stern reminder from the Admiralty. In the name and by the power of Her Enduring Majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine in absolute perpetuity has been declared on the Empire of Hands. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentacostal ape without express and prior permission of the Admiralty. Any and all acts of spirifage are prohibited. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your soul. Excerpt from Standard Naval Regulations, Volume 4. The flea-ridden mare. With the regulations in mind, it is a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. An official greeting. Hello, cries the mare, in the broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. Come, make selves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful Empire of Hands. The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make most of them risk shore leave here. Oh. Huh. They eat souls. I mean, I think I shouldn't even stop here. This seems like a bad choice. This does not seem safe. Soul-hungry monkeys reluctantly tend this trading post, waiting for an opportunity to escape. Sure, why not? Bloated fleas hop from ape to man and man to ape, gorging themselves without a care for which is which. Oh. Well, I am curious about this Zeppelin of yours. Intense work is underway across the bridge. Turned away. Two monkey guards wielding rifles and rusty bayonets block the bridge. This is not for your eyes, outsider. Avert them. Walk away. Walk faster. Good human. Well, we could have an audience with the flea-ridden mare. He is not busy. No appointments are required. King of an empty castle, the flea-ridden mare scratches himself on a chair made of crates, surrounded by boxes of long-rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for membership of court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside, a 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to... Huh. Oh, hell no, I'm not selling my soul. I bet you would, Huh. Well... What if I brought back souls for you to buy? Well, I forgot to mention this. In better times, being overseer of Port Stanton gave the incumbent their pick of visitors to the Empire. Now it is as thankless a task as any to be found in the Neath. Let's excuse ourselves. The rest of the Empire of Hands awaits. The mayor returns to pretending to work. Outside, a crowd of monkeys that has absolutely not been listening. Scamp has absolutely not being listening in scampers away. A little bit of editing there, friend. Anyway, we can't. Well, we could prepare a extensive port report if we visit all of these places. Why not? Communal wooden boats offer free passage to all travelers willing to row between islands. A scouting trip. Sovereign Isle. A wooden palace stretches across the whole island. Passage to it lit by a field of tiny glimmer buoys. Rather. The heart of the Empire. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest is an extended rowboat painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oar, while its true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment, an eye catches yours, but only for a moment. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. We could gain access to the court. Today, this sprawling palace is called the Wild Wheeled Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentacostal Apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. Can't gain access to the court, though. The gates are guarded by 2 armored monkeys that would look adorable if not for the blood on their bayonets. Humans are not welcome without an invitation or a worthy gift for the Emperor, which we do not have. Back to the boat, though. There's more sailing to be done today. The guards stare as you row away. It will take some effort to ingratiate yourself here. Perhaps if you could find something on one of the other islands. Oh. Interesting. A scouting trip, the Ash Isthmus. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between islands. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. The trip offers a little time to think on the Penties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of this. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecostal Apes. In private, though, the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, an ad hominoid insult. Not sure why they sent it. Is censoring out the word bloody like a thing? Odd. We could enter the forest. I mean, it's technically an option. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. Parasynthetic vegetation thrives in the Empire of Hands' fertile soil and cool humidity. Well, I think we could do that. Into the woods. Wide natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by a dim green glow and the occasional glimmer of false stars through the canopy. Only the cracking of leaves and the soothing sounds of water break the serenity of this volcano-forged paradise. So we have options. We're not desperate for supplies, really, so I think we shall do without. We'll relax in a hot spring, though. Steam and a hint of sulfur gently rise from a secluded natural pool flanked by trees and mushrooms. A moment for yourself. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of hot, deep water. The salts and sweats of sailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. Above, false stars glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around, the glow of the trees casts ambient calm on the silent peace. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? Oh. We can think. Well, a thought for the East. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, where the stories end and the myths begin. Out on the edge of civilization. From here, the lights of home are just a memory. The sea is blacker, its tails more guarded. It is not enough to simply keep sailing. None who try ever return home. Perhaps that is the price demanded by salt, as you've heard the crew darkly murmur where they think no one hears. That doesn't mean that. Wait, what was that? It sounded like giggling? Caught, a tiny blonde girl perches, watching on a rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with mischievous glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp at the look on your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes. What? Why? Oh my god, you're adorable. Desperate swim, or, quest for dignity. Ha! A monkey foundling. Shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the Empire of Hands, she now plays between the worlds of ape and men, never quite one nor entirely of the other. Demand that she put those down at once. At once, you shout, or there will be trouble. Sure, why not? Yelling at children always works. The anger only makes it funnier. The monkey foundling sticks out her tongue, grins, and scampers off into the forest on all fours, your stolen possessions in a leather bag slung over her back. Her giggling echoes from deep in the forest as you splash after her in your goosebumps. Chase, I have to. Damn it, you cannot return to the crew like this. Into the forest. The branches scrape against your skin, the damp mud squidges between your toes. There's no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. Forest clearing. See, the fact that it keeps giving me chances to pass, to just go back, that makes me think this is a... Could this be dangerous? There's a skull in her hat. Maybe that... You can't see me moving the cursor over it, but well, we'll keep going. A forest clearing. The footprints lead here. She has not even attempted to hide them. It's as if she wants you to follow. Ouch. Your hand slaps to your stinging buttock. The little stone lands in the dirt as a familiar giggle comes from above. You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs, a blowpipe in hand, and bag just out of your reach, tantalizingly so. Taking a deep breath, you politely, very politely, request that she return your damned clothes now. The monkey foundling listens and gives it some thought, tapping her blowpipe against her lips as she decides. Say please, she grins. Please. There, it is said. Pretty please? Tempting. But, pretty please, with an imaginary cherry on top if she likes. The monkey foundling has never heard of cherries. Pretty please, she adds, stifling a giggle. Pretty. Damn, it is freezing. How much longer? Oh. The monkey foundling is poker-faced. I'm losing it, guys. I'm kind of finding this hilarious. Pretty, please. Pretty, please. Your anguished plea echoes through the trees. A gift from the monkey foundling. Oh, thank you. You appear to have pretty pleased her, and she decides you deserve a reward. She fishes in her bag and generously throws you a sock. A single, solitary sock. 23% chance of success, I'll go for it. She moves effortlessly through the branches above. A trap. Your feet just recognize the looped rope in time to jump over it, avoiding what would otherwise have been a nasty trip into the air. The monkey foundling looks disappointed. Your heart does not bleed for her. The chase continues! The monkey foundling slides down a vine in front of you. She sticks out her tongue and scampers through a break in the trees. A marsh of terrible stench. It is a place that skunks would think twice of entering. if the Empire of Hands had such creatures. The monkey foundling, of course, is unconcerned, as much at home there as high in the branches or running the forest paths. She almost dances effortlessly across a thin, fallen tree that crosses the mire, surrounded by the foulest, bubbling mud that has ever invaded your nostrils. She balances in the middle, daring you to try to follow. Ah. Well, Unfortunately, my skills are not really suited to doing any of this. She wants to play, you'll play. Though the crossing is treacherous, particularly when one's hands are torn between modesty and balance. Take the risk. You slowly cross the marsh. It is a slow going. Your muddy feet slide against the thin trunk as it buckles and strains under your weight. Inch by inch, step by step, you slowly make your way across, until, bored, the monkey foundling suddenly jumps up and down, hard. The tree rolls under your feet, your balance fails. You slip, tumble, are embraced by a marsh whose smell will never leave you. You fight to the surface, streaming brown and dripping green, violently coughing up a gagging throatful of the foul slime. The monkey foundling sits cross-legged in the safety of the trees, holding her nose as she points and laughs. The monkey foundling dances. She pirouettes on a tree stump, saluting as you approach. Another ambush. A screeching Pentacostal ape drops from the branches. The shock on the monkey foundling's face makes it clear this is not part of her little game. Its rage is focused entirely on her, the ghost of the ashes mist, and the bright soul with which it can uplift itself to glory. It limps from some traps earlier, its fur blood-soaked and glistening. It lunges at the monkey foundling, who half rolls, half falls, off the stump and yelps as it catches her by the leg. She rolls, shrieks her own howl as she lashes back with a kick that shatters fang and splits its lip. This only further enrages the frothing ape. It strikes. I mean, of course I'm going to help her. She meant you no real harm. She was only playing. Rock beats ape. You reach for a stone and bring it crashing down on the distracted ape's head. Its skull cracks, dampness spreading. It collapses to the ground. Hard. It is not a child's face that looks up at you. Still, you reach a hand down. The monkey foundling just stares at it for a moment, something human returning as the adrenaline fades. For a moment, it almost looks as though she will take it, but no. She leaps up on her own, bounding away towards the dark safety of her jungle, and then stops, hesitates. She looks back and tilts her head, beckoning you to follow. It is a look that suggests the game is over, but perhaps not yet quite finished. Small hut in the middle of the forest. Is this where the monkey foundling lives? Why would she lead you here, of all places? A playmate. Oh. Of the monkey foundling. The monkey foundling herself is nowhere to be seen, but she has left you something. It sits outside the hut, carefully placed by a large, happy face drawn in the black sand. A little prize for being such a good sport. Your clothes, however, are nowhere to be seen, of course. As the monkey part of her would no doubt demand, where would the fun in that be? Return to the ship. Well, there's no avoiding this any longer. An out-of-uniform experience. The crew reacts with the expected amount of sympathy to your naked return, which is to say exactly none. By the time you board the ship, every last crew member is on hand and to see and cheer, with more than a couple letting off flares as impromptu fireworks. It is many, many days before the needling ceases, and you're able to give an order without first scouring it for innuendo. On the plus side, it does boost at least the rest of the ship's mood while it lasts, and you have a new treasure for your collection. You've had worse days. I mean, why wouldn't I? Fountainhead Isle. Ancient secrets... I'm sorry, still kind of laughing from that. Ancient secrets peek out of the trees. Any may visit, but few penties ever bother to make the pilgrimage. The Empire of Hands is hardly as old as they pretend, but mimicry and theft infuses their whole culture. If the penties have come to think that rulers should be buried in ancient temples, then it is ancient temples they will build. It would hardly be the first time their attempts to mirror humanity have entirely missed the point. Oh. Swiftly growing vegetation keeps a thick forest wrapped around variably ancient ruins. Even the yet-to-be-plundered ones are heavily scarred with crowbar marks. Temple in the forest, in a clearing of parasynthetic trees, looms an imposing structure of wood and stone. An ancient-ish treasure map. Oh, that is tempting. We must go here. The Vault of the First Emperor. It stretches through the forest in a mix of stone and wood, its style at the mercy of the Pentecostal Apes' current whimsies and inspirations. It would take a dedicated team to break in and uncover its secrets. Perhaps you will bring one here later. Oh. Well, it will take a better equipped expedition to uncover this island's secrets and treasures. A pity. But what about Hearthsake Isle? A thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. Interesting. The Bloomin' Bach Quarantine. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the Empire confined. The most opposition to it fades once said opposers actually encounter a Pentecostal ape. They have been easy to corral, however. Though they do not lack wit, there is not an inventive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stolen humanity has taught them the art of creating engines. The survivors of a pirate expedition have stolen this land where apes are unwelcome except as an entree. A lost treasure hunter. He squints at a map, muttering incoherently. North for each city the bats have brought down. He wipes his brow. Have you seen a big X on the ground by any chance? Got these 4 map pieces that got me this far and said X would mark the spot. But I can't find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. Should be here, it says. Now where am I supposed to dig? He's too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade adventuring supplies. Don't try the meatballs, he warns, getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. Approach the village. Greasy smoke and guiltily tempting aromas rise from a collection of huts around a long-beached pirate ship and a field of pointedly impaled monkeys. An explosion almost takes off your head. Sorry about that, booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss as bits of shattered tree rain down. New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're all right by me. He squints, momentarily suspicious. You don't have a tail, do you? Wouldn't put it past the thieving little buggers to go shaving off one of their own. Wouldn't know fair play if it kicked 'em right up in the arse. His voice is louder than his blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard are better not considered. Ew. Well, I mean, we could dine at the table. But, if... Well, it was not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but years of being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat will do. I mean, I could, but if unaccountably peckish gets above 4, does that cause a problem for me? This is a pretty good captain. Of course, I haven't survived this long by not taking chances, so let's go for it. A feast of forbidden flesh. It is not a table, but a long plank from the pirate's old vessel, stretched across the sand and set with bone cutlery whittled from their fallen. Once grace is duly spoken, everyone dives into the bounty, snatching up thigh and heart and strips of tender meat dripping in well-crisped fat. Not with your fingers, boy! The boisterous pirate booms at one hungry soul with juice dripping from his lips. We are hardly savages. He considers his pirates. We are hardly ever savages, he corrects, exploding with a laugh that threatens to shake the table clear. Gained terror and gained a little bit more of unaccountably peckish. Sorry. So, exploration's complete. Perhaps you can use the information you've gleaned. Let's prepare our comprehensive port report. If you have reason to brave the waters this far east, especially with the trade embargo, the Admiralty will pay especially well for up-to-date intelligence. That is still a disturbing sound. Okay. The islands of the Empire. All of them warrant further attention. For now, though, it would be best to see if your initial discoveries can whet the interest of anyone back home. Oh. Oh. I see. So it's only after a few trips back to London that we get to see what else is going on with the Empire of Hands. Well, for now, thank you for your time, and I shall see you all soon.